Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Set Lusting Bruce, your podcast all about Bruce Springsteen, his music, and mostly his fans. I am your host, Jesse Jackson. Hey, today is a quick health update. As I'm recording this, it is June 2nd in the morning, and so I've been out of the hospital for a week, post surgery, about 8 days, and things are going great. I am in the middle of about a third of the way through my liquid diet, which is boring, which means I drink a lot of these. And for those of you, I am going to post this on YouTube. It's a video, but Premier Protein um, is my lifeblood. 160 calories, 30 grams of protein. During this phase of my recovery, I need to drink. I need to do liquids only, and I need to get 80 grams of protein and 60 ounces of water in me each day to kind of speed up healing. So I am definitely missing solid food. The only saving grace is once a day, Linda gets out, goes to the local Sonic, buys a bag of ice, and brings it back. And then I chomp on Sonic ice all day long to give me the feeling of, comfort of eating, but it also helps the water. It counts as liquids. And so that's been one of the ways I've stayed hydrated. I've lost over 20 pounds, which is a nice thing. I don't recommend this diet to anyone. And if you've ever thought about having gastric bypass surgery, this mofo is hard. The surgery itself it is a painful the first few days after recovery. After you're out of surgery, your stomach is hurting. um, I still feel weak at times, and the journey is going to be pretty difficult for someone who loves food as much as I do. In Louisiana, they say you don't eat to live, you live to eat, and that's going to be something different for me. Um, so on after my 21 days of liquid, day 24 to 3 months post surgery, I will be on soft foods, which is basically um, a pretty broad range of proteins that are chopped or ground up in very small pieces. Um, uh, you know, Canned fruit in their own juices with very low sugar that are soft. No starches yet whatsoever. I guess the exception might be some cold cereal. I can have oatmeal. So that means 4th of July for me will be a, um, if we end up going to someone's house, which I will probably go to my brother-in-law's Clay's, he'll do a brisket, and then he has a food processor and he'll chop it up fine for me, and I'll have a little bowl of chopped brisket to eat. And then August 24th, not that I'm obsessing about that day, I go return to regular food, but then even then it has to be very limited portions. I have to be very careful what I eat because my stomach and system will still be in adjustments. So we'll go forward from there. I will keep you guys posted on the weight loss and the food and journey and everything else. So let's talk about the podcast, if you don't mind. Um, I have always been a little bit obsessed that I will run out of episodes and guests. So whenever someone said yes, they want to join me on the podcast, I would say yes and schedule. And there would be times sometimes when I would do a podcast at 8 o'clock Wednesday night, then 9 o'clock Wednesday night, maybe one 9 o'clock Saturday morning and 9 o'clock Sunday morning, and then 10 o'clock Sunday morning. Um, right before I get sick, around end of March, 1st of April, I'd kind of slowed down. So when I got sick, I just didn't feel like podcasting. So at the point um, I got sick, I ended up having a bank of shows. And, you know, it probably I had, well, and not probably, I ended up having um, a total of about 15 or 16 episodes that I had pre-recorded, um, ready to go. I just needed to edit. So over the past month or so, as you get new episodes, these are things that when I talk about, like I have one coming up. I had one that went out May 20th, May 21st, where Dustin and I talked on St. Patrick's Day. So I recorded on March 17th. I didn't release it till 5/20, so that was a pretty long delay. I am down to my last 3 episodes that I have in the can. I'll be editing those and sending those out. And so June 15th will be my last pre-surgery recording, except for the 2 I've already did, with Terry. And then I'm starting to book new guests now. The beautiful thing is, I've already had 6 or 7 people sign up to join me and talk. Some new guests, some returning friends. And so I'm really excited about recording new episodes again and going forward. So the podcast, if my plan is to record just a couple times a week. And if I have enough of a backlog, I will put out 2 new episodes a week, one on Tuesday, one on Thursday. If not, I will put a new episode out one of those days, probably on Tuesday. And on Thursday, I'll take an episode from 3 or 4 years ago and give a new introduction and put that out. Let's see. I've already talked, but I cannot do another episode without the update, without telling everyone how absolutely amazing all the support you gave me on the GoFundMe meant to me. Um, it far exceeded my goal. There are still people giving, and if you haven't had a chance to donate and you want to, please do. It means the world to me. I did want to show you that everyone who donated and who emails me their name and mailing address are getting a handwritten thank you note. And look at this. Look at these bad boys. Set Listing Brews stickers. And if you're listening onto your MP3, you can't see this, but if you're on YouTube, you can see them. So everyone's going to get those. And so that's just a small way. If you send me your address, if I can say thank you. The plan is to get back to work probably end of June, 1st of July. Summer is always a busy season at my day job, but I'm excited. And then the hopefully is to keep recording, keep sharing stories, keep talking to people about the beauty, the power, and the magic of rock and roll, and specifically Bruce Springsteen. So I hope you are feeling well. I hope you have gotten vaccinated. If you haven't gotten vaccinated, tell me why. I really am serious. I don't understand all these people who are saying they don't want to vaccinate. Unless the doctor is telling you it's a bad reason, I say go for it, because that's how are we going to get back to a spring nut serenade? How are we going to get going to doing what needs to be done? And the rumor is, right, Bruce is looking at July 2022 in Italy, kicking off the world tour. I don't think I'll be flying to Italy, but I will be ready to see him as often as I can in the US. All right. This is Jesse Jackson. You can find me on um, email me at setlustingbruce@gmail.com if you want to be on the show. I can send you a link to my booking calendar and let's get you on the show. For now, take care of yourself. If you aren't vaccinated, wear a mask. Hell, if you're vaccinated, wear a mask. What's it hurt? Wash your hands. Remember to social distance, and please be good to each other the same way you've been good to me, because that's the only way we're going to get through this. Take care. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Doing a podcast at times can be a one-way conversation, and I hate that. So please let me know what you like and don't like about the work I'm doing. You can reach the podcast via email at setlustingbruce@gmail.com. The show is on Twitter at setlustingbruce, and my personal Twitter is at jessejacksondfw. We have a website, www.setlustingbruce.com. From there, you can find links to other Springsteen podcasts as well as other music-themed podcasts. We have a page devoted to our own SLB All-Star Band. These are guests who have been on the podcast more than 3 times. There is a link to our store where you can purchase Set Lusting Bruce shirts as well as a Mary Question t-shirt. There is a link to our Patreon page where you can sign up to help support the podcast financially. We have different levels and different rewards based on your support. If you don't have any extra cash, and right now who does, you can support the podcast by subscribing via your favorite podcast player and leaving us a review. The more reviews we have, the easier it is for people to find us. And please tell a friend about the podcast, especially if they love Bruce or music, because it will make a difference. You just heard the fun talking, hard rocking, music loving, album ranking, fan thinking, joy spreading, lyric reading, story sharing podcast that is the one, the only Set Listing Bruce. Set Listing Bruce is part of the Southgate Media podcast group. The theme for Set Listing Bruce was written by David Rosen, used by permission.